Hey, what's going on, you guys? Jordan over here at the Movie Den. I hope you all are doing well. Guys, for today's video, I'm going to be talking about this title right here. When this got announced, I was extremely excited about this one. We are talking about the new Shudder partner label title through Vinegar Syndrome that they just released, one of the two releases from last month, and it is All the Moons. So before we jump into the review, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Movie Room for sending this out for review. Guys, I'll make sure to put a link down below where you can pick this up over at the Movie Room, so you can grab this or anything else on their website. And if you use my code MovieDen10, save yourself 10% off your order. Definitely go support them. They're an awesome husband and wife small business company that honestly I think have the best packaging in the game when it comes to protecting anything that they are going to be sending out to you. So guys, definitely go check them out over at the Movie Room. So guys, here is the release right here, All of the Moons. You have your main character right here, Amaya, back there. She's a character in the film we'll talk about later. And then on the back, you do have another picture of Amaya right there with a bunch of moons and suns. And we'll talk about all that here in just a bit. And then let's go ahead and remove the slipcover. And then there is your case right there. All the Moons with Amaya and, well, kind of her mother. And then on the back, there's a little synopsis on the film and the special features. And guys, I gotta be honest, at least as far as special features go, I am a little disappointed because the only thing you're getting, at least on the disc, is a new audio commentary, which is a really good one. This kind of film, I want more. I want to learn more about the film. This is one of those that I think has a lot to it. But you're also getting a booklet in here with a new essay in there as well, which we will go ahead and show you guys that. Here is your Blu-ray disc right there. And we are getting some inside artwork. You guys can go ahead and check that out. And then here is your booklet that you are getting with this. Right there. There's the front. There is the back. So guys, as far as the release is concerned, that is everything you were getting. It's a pretty simple release from Vinegar Syndrome's partner label, Shudder. All right, guys, so why was I excited about this film? Well, honestly, it was the premise that really drew me in. A film that takes place in the late 1800s involving vampires. It's kind of in a 10,000 foot view. That's kind of what it's about in a way. But that alone sounded incredible. And also, let's be honest, Shudder's releases through Vinegar Syndrome haven't been the greatest. It's a lot of hit or misses with me as far as the releases are concerned. So when I saw and read about this, I was really, really excited because finally I feel like there is some good stuff that we're starting to get again from Shudder over at Vinegar Syndrome. The film opens up in what I believe to be, it's kind of like an all-girls Catholic school. Now, this takes place somewhere in Spain, and I think it was 1876 at the beginning of the film, and they're in the middle of a war that's literally taking place right above where these girls live. So they get them out of bed, and they take them down into some like cellar or bunker, and they start saying the Lord's Prayer. While that happens, the roof collapses in on them, and it goes black, and you pretty much think, unfortunately they were all killed. Well, there's one little girl that does survive barely. She is being trapped under a bunch of rubble, and she wakes up, and kind of in the distance she can see this hooded figure start to walk up to her, and it ends up being this woman, and she's looking at her and says, do you want me to heal you? Because that's something I can do. And the little girl's like, yes, please. And the lady says, look, I can do it, but your heart has to want to. Anyways, she does eventually heal her, and it's kind of a symbolic, it's like a kiss of death, but it's not, but it is, and we'll explain that here in a bit. But this little girl thinks that she's an angel. Well, a little later you realize, no, this isn't an angel, this is a vampire, and what this woman literally did by saving this girl's life was turned her into a vampire. So the girl wakes up, and she is in this kind of, I guess a vampire coven? I don't know what you would call it, but a group of other vampires, and they are trying to stay hidden. Well, they get ambushed by some people, and they're on the run. And while they're on the run, you think the little girl dies because she falls off the edge of this cliff. Well, she doesn't. We end up finding this little girl, and she makes her way to this secluded cave to try and survive. Well, then all of a sudden it says 10 years later, right? So you're expecting to see her 10 years older. Well, she's not. She's the exact same age. And you start to see on the walls all these moons everywhere that she is drawing on the cave walls. That is because earlier, the woman that saved her, she told her that, look, as long as you're with me, you are going to be fine. I'm going to protect you. We can't go outside during the day, only at night. And see that moon? I'll be able to show you all the moons, hence the name, All the Moons. Basically saying you're going to live forever. So when this little girl's in the cave, that's kind of her little callback, her counting how long she's been alive. Well, from there, she ends up finding refuge with this man who's a farmer. And that's kind of where the story really kicks off. I don't want to go too much in depth at that point because that's going to go into a lot of spoiler territory here. Now, this movie wasn't at all what I expected. I thought I was getting a darker, bloodier vampire movie. But really what this film is a quiet coming-of-age movie told through folklore and vampirism, with elements of horror throughout it. But the film really explores the ideas of loneliness, grief, and with living forever, immortality. Is it really free to live forever, or are you cursed and trapped to forced to see your loved ones die off, and that you can never age and experience life with all that it has to offer? It's almost a way to feel trapped while everyone else is able to move on and you can't. Now, there are moments in this film where I think it drags on a little bit, and I think you can really feel it. Kind of about the middle of the film, I was feeling the length. And I say I was feeling the length. Look, this film I think is only like, what, an hour 40? So I say I was feeling the length. It's not a long film. But it felt, there in the middle, I was struggling a little bit. But with that being said, though, the cinematography and the visuals of this film, I think, are stunning. There are some amazing shots in this where I found myself more just admiring the beauty of the shot rather than what's going on. And I kind of had to rewind it a little bit. It's like, okay, I missed what was going on because I was enamored by what I was seeing. It is beautiful. It is a beautifully shot film. That's one thing I loved about this movie. Look, at the end of the day, I did enjoy this movie, but not for the reasons I thought I was going to, I guess you could say. If you're expecting that very dark, gritty, bloody, gory vampire type film, that's not what you're getting. But if you're open to a more emotional and atmospheric take on the genre of that folklore vampirism story that's really about a little girl and a coming of age story, then I'd say go for it. Honestly, vampirism, I feel like in this film, takes a back seat throughout the entire movie. But I will say, if you have the Shudder streaming service, personally, I would suggest checking it out there first. Maybe watch the first 15, 30 minutes, get a feel for the movie. If this feels like something that, I want to check out, then heck yeah, I would pick up this release. Because it is definitely worth picking up. But guys, that is my review for All the Moons from Shudder, the Vinegar Syndrome partner label. But again, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Michael and Deb over at the Movie Room for sending this out. They've been huge supporters of the channel, so definitely go over there and check out what they have on their website. Make sure to use code MOVIE1010. Save yourself 10% off your order. But guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know down below if you guys check this film out. I have a feeling not a lot of you have. Maybe. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this movie, but look, it did surprise me, I will say that. But anyways, guys, like I said, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and of course, you all take care.